What is up, everybody? It's Vlad with another episode. Listen, I've been getting a lot of questions from different coaches asking me about copywriting. And just as a small background, I basically graduated university with a degree in advertising and branding with a focus on copywriting. I've worked as a copywriter at ad agencies, and I've also ran my own copywriting business prior to me waiting for my immigration status to clear. I had a year of work in the United States, and I basically run my own freelance copywriting business on Fiverr, on Upwork, and also individually. And I've worked with a bunch of coaches in all of the industries: business coaches, sports coaches. I've worked with life coaches, celebrity coaches, even. That was very fun. And I've learned that the templates and the structure that I use for copy for them could be very well replicated and used by the coaches alone if they don't have time to hire a copywriter, or if they don't want to work with a copywriter, or for whatever reason you would like to write your own landing page. Everything was kind of the same every time, right? So the copy structure kept repeating, and so I started identifying certain traits that successful landing page structures had, and then I started making my own template that I could reuse for every single coach. Of course, the content was always personalized, but the structure was somewhat repeated, knowing that it works and that it's tested and it had good conversions. I even use this fun fact. I use this for a mail piece, like an actual mail, not email, and it was for whoopie pies, if you can imagine. And usually the average reply to mail is like maybe 1% if you're lucky. Like, people will reply back to your letter with asking for more information or wanting to apply for whatever you're selling. We had 3% open rates, almost 4% open and reply rates in mail piece. I don't know about open, but definitely reply. 4% of the people who received this mail piece about whoopie pies, answered back. So this structure definitely works. It's been tested with over 50 to 60 coaches and clients. So I think this is going to be very useful. I'm going to teach you how to do this today in 5 minutes. And so you can start working on your own landing page, sales page, or whatever it is that you want to write copy for. All right, let's go. All right. So this is the first thing that we're going to have a look at. This over here, and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. This over here is called I called it sales persuasive writing template landing pages. I just threw a kind of like keywords together so I would be able to find it whenever I needed it. But this is it right here, okay? I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm going to give you the exact tools that you need, and no fluff, no BS. So first of all, and then I'm going to give you an example of how to use it as well, okay? The first thing that you got to do is start with a strong headline. Remember that the sole purpose of the headline is to get the people to read the next line and the next line and the next line. So the headline is the biggest attractor, and it's the biggest make or break out of everything, right? For some reason, people are wired this way. We humans are wired this way to judge an entire piece by its cover, basically, or by its headline. So if you want people to continue reading whatever you have to say, make sure you throw in some sort of like hook, some sort of storytelling, some sort of witty thing in your headline to get their attention. The first thing you're going to do then is open up with your information, with your offer. Many times you open up with a problem, right? I like to open up with a problem or challenge that they're facing, kind of like tell a story about their problem and get up to speed with them. So if they're dealing with, for example, imposter syndrome, I start telling them about a story in which either I or one of my clients or somebody had imposter syndrome, and I kind of try to level with them. I try to like talk the way they talk, right? So in this first opening, you got to use language that your target audience is going to want to use and it's thinking about, right? So people that are looking to get rid of their imposter syndrome have certain thoughts going on in their mind that you can kind of meet halfway through. Like if they're thinking, oh, I'm not even good enough for this, you're gonna use not good enough for this in your opening copy. You understand what I'm saying? So try to use the language that they're thinking about as they're dealing with this problem. So you have the problem, the opening, and then you can go into credentials. And the way I like to transition into credentials is from the opening, I say, I am aware of everything that I told you up in here in opening because I've already gone through and because I've worked with blah, 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 so many people, because I have created this system and I've tried it with 10 people, 15 people, 100 people, and it's yielded these results, right? This is where you start talking about yourself, who you are, who your organization is, what you have done, to kind of like verify and validate your opening, okay? And this is to also kind of build up authority for yourself and trust in you and your ability to solve the problem that you started describing to them in the opening. Now that you've told them about the problem in the opening, the credentials, about who you are, the fourth step is to throw them the offer, right? And the offer is going to be accompanied by a small call to action, so that it gives them a chance as soon as they read your offer to opt in, go buy, sign up, whatever it is that you're selling. So the offer, what I like to do many times is basically present it in the opening and credentials. I kind of make them thirsty, and then the offer is the water. I don't know if that's a good example or not, but I think it is. So in the opening and the credentials, you build them up to something, and then this is the kind of the payoff. This is where you have to give it to them. You're like, you're telling them, aren't you tired of this? Aren't you tired of that? Aren't you suffering of that? Or do you want this to stop? Or what if you were to be 10 times better than you were today at blah, blah, blah. You have that offer statement now that you have to give them the candy. You've made them wait for the candy. You got to give them the candy. Tell them how you're going to help them. Tell them what problem are you going to solve, who they are. So mention them in there, right? So for all those creative artists suffering from, wow, my mind went blank. For all those creative artists suffering from imposter syndrome, this has to end today. This is how we can do it together. We'll meet. I'm selling this, or I've prepared a course that will. This is where you start telling them about the offer, okay? And you can talk as much as you'd like. Don't make it too long, because then you're going to go into bullet points. Bullet points are very important, but I see a lot of people getting the bullet points kind of wrong. Many times people write bullet points as if they were features on Apple. Like, you know, when you're looking at the latest iPhone or iMac and you go to features or specs and you see some bullet points that, if you don't know what they're talking about, all that NVIDIA and all those other stuff that is written over there make no sense to you, right? So you have to give not only features in your bullet points, but features, benefits, and a benefit of a benefit, right? So I'll go into some examples real quick and to explain what those bullet points look like. But the reason why bullet points are so important is that many times people don't read everything that you have in here, right? Maybe they don't even read your offer, and so you got to make sure that the bullet points do a really good job at selling the key important benefits of your program, right? It's usually the 4 or 5 main takeaways that they're gonna take away from your coaching course, your coaching service, whatever it is that you're doing. Next up, we have testimonials. And in the example that I provide, there's no testimonials, but I would argue that nowadays testimonials are as important, if not more important, than your credentials. It doesn't matter so much who you are. It matters who you've helped and how you've helped them and what kind of results you've helped those people achieve, right? When you Google stuff and you're not sure whether or not they're legit or whether or not you should commit to a person or to a product, what do? You search for the reviews, right? So when you search for the reviews, you're looking for real people that many times leave a thoughtful, honest opinion on a service or a product. That's the same thing that you're going to do over here. You're not going to let them leave the page and look for reviews. You're going to give them those reviews already. So if you've worked with clients before, if you work even with friends, family, whoever it is that you've helped coach before, get them to write a testimonial, get them to record a testimonial. That's even better, honestly. And include it in this section of your landing page. It's going to basically answer and get rid of all of those resistance points, right, that people have when it comes to buying something. Remember, social proof and seeing that somebody else has bought a product and it's worked for them. It's the strongest advertising tactic you can use right now. I'm telling you, the best ads performing this year are all testimonial ads. So use that as you'd like. All right, we're moving down. Now we're going to have value justification. This is a part that you can include or you sometimes don't include. I like to include it because if done well, it can elevate the whole value of the product, of the program, whatever it is. So usually what you do up until here is you sell them the immediate benefits that they're already searching for, right? They're already searching for something. So the people that are, for example, let's give the example, the people that are looking to get rid of their imposter syndrome are looking for key benefits like building their confidence, building their ability to put out content, whatever it is that they're doing. They have certain things that you've addressed in the bullet points and in the offer that you're going to solve. But many times what they don't know is that there's hidden benefits to whatever you're offering that are actually just as valuable or more valuable than the benefits that they're looking for. And that's where you're going to place them. You're going to place them in value justification, okay? So some people don't agree with value justification because it's like explaining your price. But since you're placing it way before the actual price, like before they see the price, it's fine. I used it and it's working for me. So try it out. Right after you do the value justification, right after you tell them, hey, not only are you going to get all these things that you already knew you're going to get, but I'm also going to give you this, 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 and this, and you're going to end up learning this and that. This is where they're ready. Or if we've done a good job with the landing page, they're ready to buy. So we throw another call to action. The call to action is what's going to tell them, hey, buy this, or I want to sign up. Yeah, many times writing call to actions is an art of getting inside your buyer's mind and thinking, what are they thinking about as they're about to click that button? Some people like to leave it as buy now, register now, or enter the webinar. I like to also put some sort of personal affirmation like, yes, I want to join the program. Yes, I want to learn how to make $10,000 a month. I love specific call to actions. I don't always make them long and specific. Sometimes it is just buy now, depending on where it is on the page. But I like to throw some of those personalized call to actions that are not just buy now, learn more. I don't know how. I mean, sometimes simplicity and shorter CDAs definitely perform better, but don't forget about personalized ones too. Lastly, some people use this. I don't use this anymore because I've been, trying to be more of a conscious copywriter and not to use conscious biases as much and conscious blind spot as much. I don't like adding urgency because many times I know that the offer can help somebody, and yes, they should urgently get it because it is going to be the solution to their problems. But I don't like pushing people. I like giving the people their own chance to decide for themselves when they want to buy it, because if I've done a good job of presenting the value and presenting what the benefits are, they are going to end up buying. And some people are going to scream at me and tell me, you don't know anything about copywriting. It's worked for me for over 65 clients that are very happy. And sometimes I add urgency when there is an offer that's expiring very soon. So if, for example, I'm writing a landing page to a webinar or to a course that's closing in about 2 days with the sole purpose of creating some FOMO, then yeah, I might type in an urgency because literally in 2 days the stuff is going to close. But I don't add fake urgency ever, okay? I don't ever say there's something that's going to close in 2 days when it's never going to close, or access to a course is going to be full in 2 hours and it's actually like half empty. I don't like to do that, so I omit it. All right, so let's go over like an example real quick. I'm not going to spend too much time, but still. Okay, so we are in Queen Energy. Let me just make sure that we're still recording. And everything's fine. Yep, everything's good. So in Queen Energy, this was a product that I've written copy for a coach. Her name was Christina, and I think I've done this on March 26, 2021. So this was when I was still working with my copywriting business, and this was for Fiverr, if I'm not wrong. But I've kind of labeled each part according to the headline, opening, and everything that I've done over here. So the opening, it's pretty long. I usually tend to tell a story over here. So in this case, the Queen Energy, actually I skipped the most important part. The headline is Queen Energy be the most powerful piece on the chessboard. That headline did pretty well. A lot of people continued reading and got all the way to the call to action. Could have been better, but it wasn't bad. So the opening I was talking about, I usually like to tell a story, right? And I use a lot of underlines, a lot of font changes, a lot of like stuff to keep it fresh, okay? people don't like seeing the same structure as if they're reading a page in a book, because they're not going to read it. So you have to throw in visual elements that also give a nice sense of hierarchy. So in the opening, I tell them about, I'm welcoming you to this and that. Kind of go through what they've already done, their pain problem. You're done saying yes when you want to say no. This person's probably dealing with insecurity, and this program is trying to help them be more of a boss woman, right? So then I get like into their mind, right? Sometimes I like to throw quotes and say like, fuck this, I'm done. How many times have we thought about that, So trying to guess like some of the language that's in their brain is a lot of where the science of copywriting is based. And the way you find out what they're thinking about is by simply asking them or looking online at forums. Anyways, so I open up with all of this and I start explaining to her what a queen is, right? So after explaining to her the problem that she has and trying to build rapport on them, like, hey, I understand the problem that you have, I try to show her what she could be, right? The queen energy that she could have. And then I start explaining to her what a queen is. A queen knows that her gift to the world is being herself. She knows how to harness and express her energy through words, blah, 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 blah. Again, all this stuff, it's all in the opening, okay? And after I told her all about this, I'll tell her, hey, I'm saying all of this because I already walked this path. There's nothing more obnoxious than people that tell you what to do that haven't already achieved the stuff that they are teaching you. And that's so many fucking people on the internet right now. So don't be that person. Just in the credentials, explain to them why you understand their problem. What have you done? What kind of research? Who have you worked with? So this is talking about yourself. Then you throw them the offer, right? In this groundbreaking course, I'll teach you how to turn on your queen energy. How? Let me break it down for you quickly. Some of this stuff I would have written differently today, but you get the point. Then we get to the bullet points. See, I didn't follow my own rule as a feature and then a benefit of a benefit, but because this one was different in this particular case, the bullet points were a bit different. They were not just bullet points describing products, right? They were bullet points that were more like describing a roadmap of the course. So I probably could have done a better work here. Like, for example, in the fifth one, it was written pretty well. Queen identity is the bullet point number 5, and it says, here will unleash your inner queen once and for all as you learn how to channel her energy in every moment. By this step, you're getting closer and closer to materializing the dream you have. So we kind of tell her, okay, what are you going to do? The inner queen. And then how's that going to help you? It's going to help you channel her energy in every moment. And what are you going to gain by that? You're going to be closer and closer to materializing the dreams you have. So that's a pretty good bullet point. That I'm a harsh critic of my own writing, but it's not bad. And once we've done the bullet points, we can go into value justification, right? So here the value justification is a bit different. In here I'm asking her, okay? So I'm in the value justification, many times I like to put the ball in your court again. So sometimes I tell them, hey, not only will you learn this, this, and this, you'll also learn that. But I also like to put the ball in their court. Like, what about you? Do you think this is valuable? And most of the times, like, after you've told them how valuable something is and you've proven to them how and why it is valuable by showing them your credentials and your testimonials, which are not included in here, then you can tell them, hey, start thinking about it. Are you ready to leave the small life behind and embark on a journey that will end with you on a throne? I got really cheesy on here, but that was the voice of the program. Are you done with your old life, but you don't know where to start next? Kind of setting them up for the call to action. And then the call to action goes, then join me in the Queen Energy program and let's get it fixed today, girl. Like, you have to think that you're having a conversation with this person on your landing page. You're not just blurting out sales points. So then you have, like, I even included this, I am ready to be a queen. That's how I would phrase my CTA for my call to action for this landing page, okay? And that's as far as it goes. This is not it is a science and it's an art, and a lot of copywriting has started to become more and more templated and structured. I wouldn't fall into the trap of copying everything and just, rinse and repeat, because all your copy is going to start sounding the same. And while that's not a problem, you want to make sure that it's not only about conversions, not only about selling, although that is the most important part of copywriting. It is also about creating the kind of content that people are going to enjoy, people are going to read, and it's not just going to be spammy, right? Again, I believe in conscious marketing, conscious copywriting, and not just trying to force a sale. And just a little note on that, because we're towards the end of the video, with the new technology of Web 3.0 and the increasing privacy on the internet, although it seems like our data is gone, we're slowly getting back our data. It is very important that we stop using spammy traditional marketing tactics like reaching out in DMs and spamming people over the phone, but instead actually trying to build a conversation and a relationship with the people that we want to sell to. And we don't have to forget the fact that in the end, sales are sales and money is the metric that matters. But at the same time, the people that are going to invest in your product are the most important part of this project, because without them, you wouldn't have something to sell, right? Without their problem, you wouldn't have a product to sell. So value the people, and whenever you're writing, think about who's the other person on the other side, and think about how you would have a conversation with them. Other than that, I think you do just fine building your landing page on your own, now that you know the persuasive sales template that I've shown you today. If you liked it, like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. It's at @VladLeonelHerescu. It's in the description, in the comment below. Follow me for more instructions. I'm trying to teach coaches a bit about marketing, conscious marketing, and how to sell themselves, how to automate their businesses, how to build their businesses from zero, from scratch, if they haven't already. I'm doing a bunch of stuff, so keep an eye on this channel if you're a coach of any sorts, because there's more content coming. Peace.